your host Ski with Pete, as my hat should tell you. Today we have a very exciting show because for those of you who are paying attention over the last couple days, you will know that OneUp Keyboards has just released this very special product. This is the OneUp Keyboards HSE, or Hot Swap Edition. You're looking at the back of the board here, but what you can see, not only are there RGBs, that's those white things, there are also these black things, and those black things mean that you can push your switch into place without the need to solder. You can see how beautiful this is. One of the things I wanted to point out was this chip down here. That chip, I don't know if you can see. You probably can't. But that is the Atmel Atmega 32U4, which is a fully programmable chip. That's pretty dope. Also, this is a USB-C, which is also super dope. And this has a standard 60% layout. Super, super dope. What more can I tell you about this PCB? I don't know. I think probably the best thing to do is to start building it. Online, of course, we released this board on Friday to a very much hoopla. We sold an absolute ton of them since. But a couple of questions came up, and one of those questions, how these stabilizers work, how you build those, if you have to solder those. And you absolutely don't. This kit will involve no soldering. We're staying exclusively solder-free. But before we get to that, let me just do a couple quick things. One is to show you all the components that we're going to be using in today's build. But also, we have this, which you may never have seen before because it hasn't existed until just now, which is the universal version of the LJD 61UP in silver carbon fiber. This is now on the website, even though it has no pictures, but just so you can see it nice up close and beautiful. This is the silver. It's also sometimes called white carbon fiber, even though it's definitely silver and not white. This is going to turn into a skeleton board. It'll be put together just like that, and that'll go with the PCB. Okay, so there's the PCB, there's the LJD 61UP skeleton. Let's talk about some of the other stuff. Of course, we have clear stabilizers. I'll show you how to put those together and lubricate them so that you can have a beautiful, clear, stabilized. You're going to love it. We got some of the, oh, these are Gon's feet. Beautiful silver Gon's feet. These are the more expensive of the feet. Totally worth it. And Gon's a dude. Love that. And then this. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have wanted this for a super long time, and I just have not had an excuse to be able to pull it out. And finally today, excuse me. It almost took my breath away. You ready for this? I've wanted these for so long. This is the gray-blue Max Keys SA keycaps. Look at that beautiful standard bottom row. That with a little silver carbon fiber. What? Oh, I've wanted this for so long. I've never had a good reason to be able to take one of these sets. All of this stuff, of course, is in the About section below. Don't forget to check the About section for relevant links to everything you can see, blah, blah, blah. The Discord channel, OneUp Keyboards you can find after the show, which is awesome, which is where I like to hang out with some people. What else is going on? Not much. Let's talk about how to build some stabilizers. Okay, so if you're thinking about getting yourself a custom keyboard that doesn't require any soldering, like this one, then what you're really going to need to do is start out, let's see if we can get these in focus here, is start out with the stabilizers. Now, these stabilizers are the clip-in type. We also have the screw-in type for those of you who like those sorts of things. And what I like to do before I get started is I like to line them all up just like this. Okay. So first things first, we're going to grab this stuff, which is Krytox Lube. This is a super huge tube of it. You totally don't need this much lube unless you build keyboards all the time like I do. This stuff is available. Actually, you can go to OneUp Keyboards and you can find the link to this, or you can go to the About section below and you'll see I also have a link to it. Basically, buy this stuff on Amazon. If you're going to lube switches, we have special switch lube that's at OneUp Keyboards. But if you're going to lube stabs, just this Krytox stuff is good for it. All right. I'm just going to show you how to do this. So I've lined these up. I know it's a little bit difficult to see, but look, if you look at the housing, you can see that there's two ends to it. There's one end that has this kind of clip end to it. You can see I'm putting my fingernail into it. And you have the other end, which doesn't have anything on it. So it's that little clip end that all I'm going to do is I'm going to lubricate where the wire is going to go. So I'm just putting a little dab of lube in here. Just like that. Boom, and I'm done. That's it. There's nothing more to it, at least at the first stage, than that. So I'm just going to put one there, and I pick up the other side, and I'm going to lubricate that side, just like this. And look, just going to squeeze that right like that. Little double lube, you're done. And there we go. That's it. Nothing more than that to start. All right. Okay, then the other part, there it is. You can see this little slider that goes inside of it has two sides. It has what I like to call the hotel side, which has 2 stories to it, and the back side, which is just one big open back side. And what we're going to do is put the hotel side towards the lubricated slide. So we're just going to slide that up in there like that. Then we're going to take one of these little wires. We're going to put the wire in on the ground floor of the stabilizer. Just like that. In on the ground floor. And then we're going to snap it down through the lube. Oh, possibly. Just like that. That's it. There you go. And now you've done it right when you can twist your little wire and watch this guy go up and down like this. That's it. So now that these solderless PCBs exist, this is really the only complicated part, really. And it's really not that complicated. All you need to do is just snap the wires in down through the lube and you're good. Cool. Okay, perfect. We've got it in. I'm going to show you the next layer of lubrication for these, which I highly recommend. I'll do that as we grab the PCB. So just moving on to the next phase here. This is the PCB. You can tell the top from the bottom because the bottom, of course, has the electronics on it and also the USB connector. So you want to be on the other side of it. And what you want to do is, if you look at the stabilizer has a front and a back. The front is where the toe piece is, and the back is where the split heel is. Yeah, do you see that? There's the split heel. Oh, you can see the split heel of the back. And all you're going to do is put the toe, that's that piece. Yeah, you're just going to put the toe in the big hole. You put your toe in the big hole and your heel in the little toe. In the little hole. So on this one, it's oriented in this direction. And that did not go in perfectly. So I'm just going to pop it back out. Pop it up, line it back up, pop it back down. That time it did go in perfectly. Okay. Let me just show you here. There's no gap under the board between the stabilizer. Do you see that? Right there, there's no space underneath. That's how you know you got it in the right way. And that's how I knew that I had it wrong at first, because there's a big gap up at the front. All right, I'm going to put this one down. This one's it's pretty close, but I'm not quite happy with it. Again, like the other side, you wouldn't quite have noticed. It'd be difficult for the camera to pick up just the error that had occurred there. There you go. Now you can see. Now you can see that's nice and flush along the bottom there. All right. Guys, don't forget, now that you've been here a couple minutes, please do press like, and please do, if you haven't already, press subscribe. I'm just going to keep going around here. Okay, here's the board. Look, here's the holes. Those two and those two. Those two and those two around the switch. You can see the toe goes in the big hole. The heel goes in the little hole. So that's what I'm going to do. Just line it up. Push the toe in first. And then clip the heel down the back. There, just like that. Same thing here. You can see they've got those two little ledges for your thumbnails. Perfect, just like that. That is all there is to it. Cool. That's it. There you have it. This is how you do next level lubricating of these things. Here, watch. What you do, you just take your lube and you inject it into the back of the stabilizer, just like this. That's it. Once you got a little dub in there, it's done. It won't rattle anymore. Let me do these ones over here. Now, there's one more way you can completely silence these. That one additional way is by lubricating the sides, but I'm not gonna lubricate the sides. But what I am gonna do is I'm just gonna shake the board now. That little rattle that you can hear that's left, it's right by my microphone. That little rattle that you can hear that's left, all that you need to do is lubricate the sides of these switches. I'm not going to bother because, honestly, the keycap is going to hold it in place, but that's what it is. 20 minutes in, we'll say. 20 minutes in, and I've got the basis of the board here. Now with the stabilizers on it, there really is not much else to do here. All we're going to do now is start to line this up and start popping these beautiful, beautiful Zelio switches right into this thing through the plate. So I'm just going to line my plate up just like that. You know that you've got your plate lined up in the right direction. A couple different ways. One, the stabilizers are on the right-hand side. So you'll see backspace, enter, and shift. And all you're going to do, let's just start with the top left here. These are... look, you just push it right in, and then pull the board up to meet it. That's it. That's all you got to do. Look, I've just pushed it in. I'm done. There is nothing else here. I mean, nothing. Genuinely, nothing more than that. Look, I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm just gonna push this down, and as I push it down, I'm gonna pull the. There you go. Just pull the board up to meet it. Make sure it clicks in. You're done. And I'm just gonna keep going all the way across here. And this board is beautifully made so that the legs of the Gaterons don't upset it in any way, shape, or form. So that is also awesome. It means that you don't have to spend half an hour like pushing as hard as you can to get these things in the right place. They just kind of slot right in. Super dope. And that's it. Shit, I built a Zelios based board in, what time is it? In less than 40 minutes with double lubricated stabs. That's it. I'm basically done. Now what I'm going to do is start to put the rest of the case together so you guys can see how that goes. So all I got to do here is just screw these little legs onto my LJD61 up. Of course, this is just one of the available options when you're going to be building yourself. All right, taking a look at the back. This back is going to go this way, so this is actually the bottom of it. So let's start getting these gone legs together. There we go. All right, nice tight in the middle, just like that. Grooving on. Oh, I should put the sticker on now. Now's a good time. Now is a good time. I say now's a good time. What do I do with the sticker? There it is. Just going to check how close we are here. What's our tolerance like? All right, then boom. Okay. Flipping this over to the other side. There we go. Chuck that in the bin. Chuck that. Doesn't need to go in the bin. This, though, surely does. Yeah, that'll go over there. This, and then it's time for me to put on some keycaps. Again, these keycaps, I've been looking forward to these for a long time. I'm so looking forward to this. Getting the first one out is always tough. Turns out getting the second one out is also tough. Maybe I should put it over this side. Easier. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, hey, Pete, you forgot something here. You've forgotten something. And like, yeah, I've forgotten something. There's something that's missing from here. And I just want to show you guys that inside of this, not only could I have gone with the tilde, which is there, not only could I have gone with the escape, but on the row underneath, there's also other row one things that would be awesome in there. There's a cherry, there's a flower, there's another new modern cherry logo. Those come in these sets, which is great, and they're awesome. That's the other row underneath the original row. A lot of people, by the way, it's totally cool. A lot of people do that. They come to the shows, they see the one row, and they're like, yeah, but I have a numpad. What do I do? The numpad stuff is on the layer underneath. Don't worry, you're covered. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna put. You saw all the cool keycaps in there. You saw that there's a cherry and a flower. You saw those. And another one, and they're the right profile. But I'm not going to use them. I'm not going to use them. I got something else. You guys ready for this? This is coming out on Friday. Guys, this keyboard I've put together without soldering in under 90 minutes. Oh, she's a beauty. She's a beauty. All right. Shall I zoom in overhead here? Let's zoom in. Can you see that? Just had to reach up to zoom in then. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. Okay. Taking it off the selfie. Yeah, these keycaps, by the way, are made by Signature. This keycap, the one-up keycap, is made by Signature Plastics here in the USA. Look at the beauty that is. Just going to flip it over for a quick hot second here. I'm just going to tear off. Beautiful. Postmodern, you see inside of there? Look at that. How beautiful does that look? Ready for a little typing test? Here we go. Zelio 67 gram. Max Keys SA profile. Thick ABS keycaps on the 1-up RGB PCB. On the LJD 61-up. Silver carbon fiber, just released. That's a beautiful machine. Well, thanks very much for tuning in today, guys. Don't forget to press like. Don't forget to press subscribe. There's a ton more content coming out from this channel that'll be available soon. Don't forget to check in the About section below for links to this and everything else you can see on screen.